I mean, it must be a very different experience, no matter how successful you are within a group, to be one of an ensemble and then to find yourself out there at the front.
Yes, it's quite a jump to make. I'm thrilled. I didn't expect to get so much success so soon. Yes, it looks very good at the moment. I'm very pleased.
Now, we were discussing while we were looking at the film there. In fact, there's a story in the Daily Mirror today saying that you're nervous.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Well, you see, you have to read these things. Sorry, was it your paper? No.
Yes, saying you're nervous about going on a world tour. That's overstating the case slightly, isn't it?
I'm not really nervous, but I want to do it right. No, I don't think nervous is the right word. But it's a challenge, and it's quite. It's something quite thrilling to look at because it's totally new. I have a clean slate. I can do what I want, you know, and I want to make sure it's done right. So rather than just plunge in and make a fool of myself, I want to sort of go somewhere and work on it. Same as the band did, you know, same as Queen did in the early days.
Is there a sense that really it's such an act to follow as well, that you don't want to go out on a limb and be criticised afterwards? You want it to be a really good show, because Queen were absolutely renowned for being showmen, with the ultimate showman at the front.
Yeah, well, people pay their money, you know, and you really you have an obligation to do something special, I think. Yeah, it's not enough to just shuffle on and say, well, this is what I do. You know, you go for it, and I think that's the way we've always been, and I don't want that to change.
Obviously, everybody wants to know whether you will play together again, or whether Freddie's tribute concert was in fact the last time that it's likely that we'll see the remaining 3 members of Queen playing alongside one another.
I'm sure at some point we'll play together again, but I don't think we can be Queen anymore. I really don't. I don't think it makes any sense without Freddie. You know, it was, and we always said if any one of us went, Queen wouldn't be a viable proposition anymore. So no, and I think in a way it's time for us to move on. You know, we were in this wonderful self-made umbrella for a very long time, and it's in a way time to grow up, and I'm up for it.
The album, you've called it Back to the Light. I mean, obviously the 2 years when you were writing it, a very difficult time. Freddie had been very ill and then, as we all know, had died. Is there a sense in which it is a transition from the past to hopefully a happier time and a completely new set of objectives in your career?
Yes, it actually took me longer than 2 years. I've been working on this album for at least 5 years, and some of the stuff goes back even further than that. But yes, for me it's a sort of clearing out. You know, all this material has been there in different forms, you know, and little pieces of tape around the studio, you know, and finally it's all on a piece of plastic, and that makes me very happy, yes. So having cleared that out, I want to be able to move on, yeah.
It's well documented. The Driven By You, which was great success as a single, started off as a car commercial.
I was very lucky to have that vehicle. Vehicle.
Oh dear.
Thank you, yes, very pleasing.
And what about this one? Because it's completely different from anything I've ever heard from you.
Yeah, this one I've lived with for the 5 years that this thing's been going. Yes, it's been in my head for a long time, and it's nice to get it out, and I will be glad to get past this one in a way. It might seem a strange thing to say, but something sort of haunts you, you know, and this song's quite important to me, and I'll be glad to get it out of the way.
What inspired this one then?
Depression, I suppose. And songs are a very good way of taking things out of something inside you and putting them there so you can see them and work on them. And it's not just about me, it's not just about one particular instance. It's a song, you know, which I crafted and worked at, and I'm quite proud of. And I hope that being a song, it will mean something to a lot of other people. That's what it's all about.
Happier times ahead from you. I'm sure you can't go wrong with it at #7 in the charts. We'll see a little bit more of you later on, Brian. Thanks very much for coming in.